Hey guys, so this is going to be a wrestling video, or at least it's going to be talking about someone who talks about wrestling. I guess this is going to be sort of like a response video, sort of, but not really, but sort of, I guess. I don't know, but yeah. So I mean, this is going to be a wrestling video. I don't know. I don't want to say I don't make them often, but like I try. I don't really think about doing them that often because I just haven't been watching that much wrestling lately. I keep up with it and everything, but like I haven't actually like been watching a lot of it lately. Like I watched Raw last week, but anyways, so yeah, I'm basically just going to be talking about a certain YouTuber who I happen to like. I just want to say that first. The YouTuber I'm talking about is, of course, Bruce Blitz. Some of you may have heard of him, and if you haven't, then definitely check out his channel. But he's someone that I've been following. I've kind of watched on and off. Like, I'll go through phases where I watch a lot of his stuff, and then I don't, and then I do, then I don't, so, but he does a lot of reviews he does reviews for, like, not just, like, wrestling, but, like, sports and stuff, like basketball, football, and stuff like that, but he does reviews for wrestling, and I think he's probably most, famous for, his rants on John Cena and WWE in general. And I've always, I don't agree with Bruce on everything, but I agree with a good chunk of what he says. I mean, like, yeah, I'd say a good chunk. Like I said, I don't agree with everything he says, but I agree with a good chunk. Just agree with a lot of his criticisms of WWE as a whole. And I agree with everything he says, basically, about John Cena. I can't stand John Cena. I think I've mentioned that a few times previously in my videos, but I can't stand John Cena. Jinder Mahal's another thing that I completely agree with Bruce Blitz on. It seemed like everyone was into the Jinder Mahal thing except for me, and then, of course, Bruce Blitz was, in my opinion, talking sense on that subject, so I agree with him on Jinder Mahal, and I agree with him, like I said, I agree with him on a good chunk of things, but recently he's added someone else to his shit list as far as wrestling goes, or it seems like, and that is Dolph Ziggler. Now, I find this a little bit weird because not too long ago, just a few years ago, it seemed like Bruce was he never claimed to be like a big fan of Dolph Ziggler, but like he was a proponent of Dolph Ziggler, like he was saying that he should, be treated better and be that WWE should make him one of the main stars because he has talent, So it's kind of weird that now, Ziggler is on the shit list now, it seems like. And I found out about this because I didn't even really know that Ziggler was now on the shit list of Bruce Blitz. I didn't know, but I found out because, if you don't know, Bruce Blitz used to upload all of the reviews on his channel, but something happened, like copyright strike or something happened, so he doesn't actually upload reviews on his channel anymore. He has a website that you can go to and sign up for. I haven't signed up, probably won't, because I don't really have a real strong desire to pay. It's not that much, but even still, I don't really have a strong desire to pay every month for that, but He uploads parts of his reviews called Garbage Moments of the Week for WWE on his YouTube channel. So he still uploads to his channel on YouTube, but it's just not the full reviews. It's just Garbage Moments of the Week. So this week, or it was this week or last week, sometimes the uploads are sporadic, but this week or last week he uploaded a video, and it was for SmackDown, because you can usually tell if the moment of the week is for Raw or SmackDown. And it was for SmackDown, and I figured it would be about the promo that Jinder cut on Shinsuke. But no, it was about Dolph Ziggler, and I was like, wait, what? And I guess now Bruce is calling him Dolph Spangler, which I don't really understand. I've probably missed it, but I don't really understand what that name is for. But sometimes he has names for the wrestlers that he doesn't like. It's kind of funny, but yeah, he's calling Dolph Ziggler Dolph Spangler. I'm not really sure why. I guess I probably missed it, but anyways, yeah, and I guess the reason is the gimmick that he has, because recently Ziggler's been doing this gimmick where he's impersonating other legends, like last week on SmackDown he impersonated The Undertaker, and he has done impersonations of Shawn Michaels, I guess, and I think Randy Savage or something, and apparently it's it's pissed Bruce off pretty much, and I guess the panel, the panel that he does, the team that he does the reviews with, and I'm not coming on here to say that his opinion is wrong or anything. Like, I'm not trying to say that at all. Like, I'm not coming on here to say that his opinion is wrong. If he's honestly had a change of heart with Dolph Ziggler and whether he has talent or not, then that's fine. I'm not saying his opinion is wrong, and I'm just kind of giving my opinion on this, on the criticisms of Dolph Ziggler that Bruce has given, I guess. I feel like the intention of the gimmick is to piss you off because he's impersonating these legends and he's disrespecting these legends. I think that's the whole point of the gimmick, and I feel like Bruce's reaction is what they want. And it's just, and I feel like with the wrestlers that Bruce has always had the vitriol for, like Cena and Jinder and Roman Reigns too, I feel like he's always had vitriol for those wrestlers because of the lack of talent, or because they're just so overrated, so unbelievably overrated, but really just for the lack of talent and just stuff like that. I feel like that's always been the reason for the vitriol for those wrestlers. And like I said, I agree with the criticism that I agree with a lot of the stuff that Bruce says about Cena and Jinder and even Roman. I don't hate Roman as much as Bruce, but I can definitely see and agree with a lot of the criticisms of Roman Reigns that Bruce gives. But yeah, I feel like in this case, it's really more the gimmick that's the problem than the actual talents, because, me personally, I've never really been a huge Ziggler fan, but I've always liked him. Like, I've always known, that he has talent, that he's always been one of the more talented wrestlers that WWE has had in their company. And I guess now, he may not, now that they're bringing on all these new talents, he may not be as good as like a Kevin Owens or an AJ Styles, but I still think he's pretty good, maybe not the best, but pretty good, But yeah, I feel like in this case, the vitriol is more for the gimmick than the actual wrestler and their talent, But I feel like, Bruce is going ahead and just shitting on Ziggler as a whole, which, again, not saying he can't do that, that's fine, whatever. I'm not trying to say his opinion is wrong, like I said, but I just feel like it's a little unfair, because it's like, I feel like Ziggler is a guy who actually has talent. He's just stuck with a gimmick that's, if it's any consolation, I don't really care for the gimmick either. Like, I think it's pretty stupid. I feel like Ziggler is capable of much more than they're giving him, but because they don't know what to do with him, they're sticking him with a pretty stupid gimmick, I'm pretty sure we've seen the impersonations before of people. Like, isn't that what The Miz was doing with Damien Sandow for a while? Or no, that was what Damien Sandow was doing for a while, was impersonating, or no, wait a minute. He was impersonating, like, different, like, I feel like we've seen the impersonations of other wrestlers before. Oh, was it Charlie Haas that did that or something? I don't know, but I feel like we've seen it before. But anyways, getting off topic, I feel like Ziggler is capable of more than they're giving him. Like, they've had several chances to make Ziggler into a legitimate star, and cement him as a star, as one of the top stars of the company. But every time they've had that chance, they've completely fucked it up and then lost it. And then, like, whenever another chance comes along with Ziggler, they have it, but then they don't seize it and they fuck up with it again. And then, it just goes back to where they started with Ziggler. And now I feel like it's at this point it's too late. The ship has sailed. So now they're just giving Ziggler a pretty shitty gimmick to work with. And I feel like that's the problem. And I feel like that's what the vitriol is more focused at, but I feel like instead, it's just Ziggler being shit on in general, which, again, just in my opinion, I feel like it's a little unfair, because I feel like Ziggler, unlike Cena and Jinder and Roman, I feel like Ziggler actually has some legitimate talent, and is actually being underutilized because of a crappy gimmick, So I feel like it's unfair to criticize Ziggler as a whole, because it's not his fault that he's stuck with this crappy gimmick when he's capable of a lot more. Like, for example, the New Day, like, personally, like I can see why some people like the New Day, but me personally, I don't really care for the New Day. If I'm being really honest, I don't care for the gimmick. I find it to be really just cringeworthy, and I don't know. Every time I watch them, just the gimmick and the way they carry themselves, it's cringeworthy. I like all three guys. I think all three guys have talent, as wrestlers and everything. But as far as the gimmick goes, it's cringeworthy. But I recognize the fact that, it's not really their choice to play that gimmick, and, they still, that even if they're playing a cringeworthy gimmick, they still have talent in that ring, I mean, admittedly, it's a gimmick that has gotten them success, but still a pretty cringeworthy gimmick in my opinion. Same thing with Bobby Roode. I like Bobby Roode. I like him as a talent. I liked his TNA stuff and everything. I think he's a really talented wrestler, but I don't necessarily care for the glorious thing. Like, I've seen some of it, and I just don't really care for it. I think it's kind of stupid, to be really honest. The whole glorious, like, it'll be glorious or whatever. Like, I think it's stupid, to be really, just my opinion, to be really honest. I liked it better when he was the it factor of professional wrestling. I thought that was way cooler than glorious. But anyways, that's I'm just using those as examples. So, I don't like those gimmicks, but I still recognize the wrestler and the talent that they have, so I don't really shit on the wrestler as a whole. I just really shit on the gimmick or whatever. But I feel like with Ziggler and Bruce Blitz, it's really just Bruce shitting on Ziggler as a whole instead of just the gimmick, which I feel like is the real problem. But I don't know. I mean, I guess ultimately what I'm trying to say is I just feel like it's a little, it's a little unfair. Like, I can see the vitriol for Cena and Jinder and Roman and other people, but with Ziggler I don't really see the criticism, really. I mean, but it's it's whatever. I kind of wanted to talk about this because I don't know, I found it kind of weird because because like I said in the beginning, not too long ago Bruce was a proponent for Ziggler, and now he's on the shit list as well, so and I just don't necessarily agree, but this is really just me talking about and kind of giving my opinion on the motivation for Ziggler being on the shit list of Bruce Blitz now. So that's really just all this is, and again, like I said, I'm not saying Bruce's opinion is invalid or wrong or in any way. Like, he's allowed to have this opinion if he wants to. That's perfectly fine. I'm just kind of giving my thoughts on it all and everything, so that's really it. So, yeah, I guess let me know what you think in the comments. And, yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. So, anyways, yeah, that's it. Hopefully I'll be back with more videos soon. This is kind of a rare video. I don't usually do videos about wrestling really that much anymore, but this is a once in a blue moon thing. So, yeah, anyways, yeah, that's now it for this one. And I'll talk to you guys later. So, peace and have a good day.